Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at the Click PLC real-time clock. Now, detailed information contained in the video can be found at accautomation.ca. A link has been put in the description below. If you have not watched the other videos yet, there'll be links in the description below that will start you at video 1. There'll be links to the rest of the videos in the series as well. Now, the Click PLC has a real-time clock that will allow us to control outputs based on the date or time of day. The real-time clock, or RTC, can be set from the Click programming software or through the program of the controller itself. Now, we will be using the real-time clock in a sample program, and the program will turn on and output Monday to Friday from noon until 1, and we'll also look at adjusting for daylight savings time. So the first thing we'll do is take a look at our hardware, and here we go. So we have our Click PLC here, and we are currently communicating Ethernet to our programming software package. And this model is actually the C0-11DRD-D, which is the Ethernet communication module. Now, I recommend highly that we use always the Ethernet. It has much faster CPU, it has a lot more features, and it uploads and downloads quite quickly. Now, the basic models do not have a real-time clock and calendar in them. So that is any part number that starts with C0-00. So they are unavailable for the real-time clock feature. So you can see here on my screen we have our Click programming software, and we're currently at version 2.60. And if we actually call up our address picker, here we go here. And if we go down to our SD location, and under the SD location, what you'll notice is that we do have our real-time clock variables. So it starts at DS19, which gives us a year. This is the 4-digit year. Then we have a 2-digit year. We have our month, so 0 to 12. We have our day, 0 to 31, depending on how many days we have per that month. We have the day of the week, and the day of the week will be 1 till 7, 1 representing Sunday, 7 representing Saturday, and then we have all the days in between. We have our hour, and our hour is based on a 24-hour clock, or the military time, which is 0 to 23. So that gives us this hour of the day. Then we have our minute, 0 to 59 minutes, and we have our seconds, 0 to 59 seconds. Then what we have is we have our new year. So if we wanted to remotely program this clock, we will put in the value in this new year here. Then we have a new month, new day. Then we have a new hour, minute, and second. Next, what we'll do is take a look at the SC area. And we'll just go down here. And on the SC here, what you'll see is we have 4 variables and change date. So once we put in the year, month, and day, we activate this or turn on this bit, and it will actually change that date to the current date that we put in. If we do the hour, minute, second, then we hit output SC55, and it will change that date. So, and if we have an error in that, it will actually then trigger this output here to operate. So that is our variables. And for our variables, if we wanted to, we could actually turn on our Modbus display. And what you'll notice is that in the Modbus display, we can now look at the variables, and we can do this all remotely through Modbus. So let's just close those down. And what we can do is, based on those variables, we'll use up data view, and we can actually monitor the real-time clock. So here is the current values that we have in our Click PLC. So year, month, day, day of the week, hour, minute, second. Then we have our new and new minute seconds. And then we have our change variables down here. So that is our data view that we have. And we'll just put that over there. And what we can do is look at our program. And on our program, let's just minimize that. On our program, we have our main menu, and we will call up our real-time clock, which will activate our output. That will turn on Monday to Friday, noon to 1. Then we have our data savings time subroutine that will now set the daylight savings time, either jump ahead an hour or fall back an hour to observe the daylight savings time. So let's take a look first at our daylight savings time. So what we want to do, our real-time clock. So what we want to do is we want to turn this output on Monday to Friday at noon. So the first thing we need to do is to take a look at our program here, and we have to be Monday to Friday. So the real-time clock must be greater than 1, and 1 being Sunday. And it has to also be less than 7, which is equal to Saturday. Then what we do is we take a look at the actual hour, and if it's 12, then the output comes on. So remember that it'll be 11:59, then it goes to 12, then it'll stay at 12 for 1 hour until it goes to 13, which is the next hour in our 24-hour military time. Then the output will turn on. Now, in order to change our variables, and what we do is go to the PLC, we go down to the calendar clock setup, and under the calendar clock setup, what we'll do is we can manually adjust this, and let's just pick Friday, and we'll look at 11:59, and we'll say 55, so wait 5 seconds, and then it will turn on that output. Write that to the PLC, and now you can see here, okay, we're at 11. As soon as it goes to 12, you see our output turns on here, and the corresponding output is on our PLC located right down here. So that would turn on some lights or wherever we want. In our case here, we're saying we're simulating the cafeteria in a factory, and we're turning on lights for an hour for their lunch. Then what we can do is go to the end of that time, and we'll see it turn off. So again, we'll go PLC, and we'll go to ladder mode clock settings. We'll manually adjust that, and let's go to 12:59, 55, and we'll write that in. And actually we want Friday. There we go. And we wrote that in. Now what we'll do is wait a few seconds, and it goes to 13, which then turns off our output, so our lights now turn off. So that is our real-time clock. And the real-time clock in the controller is actually good for about plus or minus 60 seconds for a month. That means that we can be out as maximum of about 12 minutes a month or a year when we look at this unit. So we have to come in periodically and adjust it. Now typically what I see is anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes a year that usually is typically out. So they're giving you the maximum amount that could actually be out. Next, let's take a look at our daylight savings time. And on our daylight savings time, it actually begins at 2 a.m. local time on the second Sunday in March, and on the first Sunday in November, daylight time returns to standard time at 2 a.m. So when the daylight savings time occurs, we turn our clocks ahead 1 hour. So that is the actual code that we have to look at. If we look at our first line of our daylight savings time, the first one says that our month has to be equal to 3, which is March, which is exactly what we need to find out, the second Sunday in March. Then what we look at is the real time and date has to be greater than 7, and it has to be less than 15. So that means we're in the second week. So that's how we determine whether we're in the second week of a month. Next, we have the day of the week must be equal to 1, which is our Sunday. And our real time clock, our hour, must be equal to 2. And then when that happens, we move 3 into the new hour, and we move 0 into the minutes and seconds of the new hour, or new minute and new second. Then we turn on our daylight savings time move ahead bit. And this is an internal bit that we'll use later in the program. So let's call up our change, our modification of our time clock. There we go. And what we will do is this time we will adjust it. We'll go to March, and it'll be the second Sunday, which is the 8th. And we will go to 1:59, 55. We'll go 50. So we'll wait 10 seconds here. So let's write that in. So that's actually into the controller now. Close that down. And now what we'll see in our program is it's March. We're in the second Sunday because between greater than 7 and less than 15. We are at the day of week, which is Sunday, which is number 1. And our real time clock right now is, it was 2, now it goes to 3. So you can automatically see here that's already jumped for us because we took a little bit longer than 10 seconds to show that. So that's how we set our new hours, and we set this bit. The next part of our program is when we go back or fall back 1 hour. And on it, we actually are looking for the 11th month. All right. So what we want to do is we want to look at the 11th or November on the Sunday, and at 2 a.m. we want to fall back to 1 a.m. So let's again, we will take a look at or we'll change our real-time clock here. PLC, calendar clock setup. And we will change this to November. And in this case here, it's the first one, so it's actually November 1st. We'll change this to 1:59. All right, and we'll put in, let's go 40. So it gives us 20 seconds to review. So we'll write that into the PLC. Close this. So now our month is 11. Our day of the week is less than 8 because it's the first week. We're looking for number 1, which is the Sunday. And we're looking for the hour, which is number 2. And right now it's 1. And we can actually call up our real-time clock variables here. And you can see here that we are back, and it automatically went back to 1 again. So that's how quickly it happens. So what's happening here is we move the 1 into the new hour to move it back an hour, and then we put 0 into the new minutes and seconds. Then we go through if it's not subtracting the hour, then we turn on our C11, which does our move back in time. And then we set our subtraction work bit here to say that we only want to go through this once. So as you can tell, as soon as we get to 2, we go back to 1. If we keep doing that, we will continuously bounce back and forth and we'll never go on. So that's why we set up this bit here, C1. The next part of our program is we look at the hour. If it's greater than 2, so it's 3, then it resets that work bit here that we have. And then finally, what we do is when we have the move ahead, which is C10 or C11, what will happen is it will turn on SC55, which is our change time bit. It will automatically change that time as we saw, and set our daylight savings time. So you can see that it's very easy to implement our calendar and clock time in our real-time clock in our PLC. And the Click PLC does a good job of doing that, and very easily to set it several different ways. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button below. If you have any questions about the video, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer it. If you want more information about us, or you want our free ebooks on numbering systems or robust data logging, please click on the link in the description below to get it. A new video is put out every Monday, so make sure you hit the subscribe button to get more videos like this in the future. Remember to click that bell beside your subscription to actually receive those notifications. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.